Morning, everyone. We're at the Parisi Speed School in Garwood, New Jersey. My name is Javier, Dr. Frankenstein Velez. We're going to be going through Chris Redline Wing's workout today for his upcoming fight, June 11th. This is for Mid-Atlantic MMA. All right. What we're going to do is go through a workout that's going to stress his power, his explosiveness, his strength, and his cardio to get him prepped and ready to go. We're going to be using some pieces of equipment that may or may not be available to most people. That's okay. We've also used the transitions and different modifications so that you can follow this particular workout. All right, guys, so this is the first part of Chris Redline Wing's warm-up and workout. We just finished the warm-up, which is a comprehensive movement-based warm-up to get him ready for his explosive training. What we're going to be using right now is called the Vertimax. The Vertimax is a platform with resistance cords, bungee cords, that are going to pull down on him. Don't worry about if you do not have access to this type of equipment. Reason being is we're going to show some exercises a little later down in the footage where you can substitute this type of equipment for your own body weight and or other resistance equipment. Go. Push up, sit out combo. So the next part of the sequence is the mounted attacks. He's going to mount the punching bag right over here. At the same time, I'm going to move it away from the platform so he has some resistance pulling him back. Those bungee cords are pulling him, and he's got to keep his base while he's attacking for 2 minutes straight. So that's keeping his hips steady. He's trying to work against gravity and resistance and still work his striking on the bag. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on Chris's side mount attacks on the bag. Again, the same principle, using the bungee cords around the hips to pull his base off balance just a little bit. These white cords over here are adjusted already at tension, so I could just move them out of the way and it doesn't get in the way of his movements themselves. So now what we're going to do is just to finalize this part of the series using the Vertimax is we're using a resisted sprint. Basically, he's going to be running in place. He's got his ankles and his hips attached via bungee cord. He's going to go 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So you use a 2-to-1 work ratio. And it's a real good burnout at the end of this series to transition into the next work. Hold the elbows, elbows, not the hands. Yes, elbows. Elbows, 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 not tries, elbows. 15 seconds. All right, guys, so we have the Vertimax here, but I understand some people may or may not have access to this type of equipment in the facility. So the concept is to use some form of resistance. So a resistance band tied around a pole, you can wrap it around in and of itself right here. You step into it like so. Make sure it's on your hips. You can start using your shadow boxing, your shots, running in place, all those things while this band is still pulling on your waist. A lot of the things in terms of the jumping you can substitute with the next series that we're about to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. Just in case you don't have the Vertimax, again, we can substitute movements. Chris is going to work on his explosion. He's going to go triple box jump. He's going to go over 1, over 2, up on 3 for 10 reps. Because he's using his body weight, that's more than enough resistance as the reps get more and more. What we're going to do from there is we're going to tie in that sprawl to push up to sit out combo, which he can do at body weight. He's going to do a 20 total, followed by a sledgehammer swing for explosive power, right? For his throwing and his punching. We're going to go back to the mountain side mount attacks on the bag, a minute apiece to get 2 minutes out of that. Then he's got 10 parachute sprints, 20 yards just for today. And then we're going to follow with a little bit of dynamic stability, going with a single leg squat. He's going to have some resistance on his chest, followed by the crazy rope, which is right over here. Crazy rope is good for strength and endurance in the shoulder girdle and complex. so what we're going to do is we're going to work on sledgehammer swings with Chris. This is excellent for what's called explosive flexion, or just explosively bending over, which works when you're taking someone over your shoulder, when you're burying your shoulder, when you need to bend explosively. This is what it ties in. Now there's two ways of doing this. The first one is you can use the sledgehammer and you can hit it with the traditional end of it. By using the traditional end, you can get it up a lot quicker. There's a little more rebound, but to make it a little bit harder, hit it on the flat end. So when you hit it flat, come down, it dies. So it forces you to have to pick it up again and again and again, making the workout much more intense. Do is called the dueling tire flips. What we're going to do is we're going to take a 200-pound tire and a 300-pound tire. Chris is going to have to flip one for 5, run back, flip the other one for 5, flip one for 5, back for 5, for a total of 10 reps. So it's 5 up, 5 back, and then he moves on to his next movement. This is good for the shot because when you're dropping down, you have to explode up. Lifting up these tires explosively and repetitively will definitely give you that power you need. All right, so now we're going to throw parachute sprints. It's going to be 10 total sprints. 40-yard sprint up, that'll be 1. 40-yard sprint back, that's going to be 2. That parachute opens when he hits top speed, and it gives him a little extra resistance, a little extra cardio. All right, guys, so basically, you can get a parachute, any sporting goods store, anywhere between 25, depending on the expenses and how much and how big they are. It could be up to 50 bucks. But this one right here in my hand costs 25 to get. You can either run it with the parachute, which gives you that extra drag, or you can run the sprint without the parachute. So now what we're going to do is use the crazy rope. The crazy rope is basically attached to a post right over there. He's going to have to whip it up and down to form a wave, right? Also known as the crazy waves, some people call them. And this is good for shoulder endurance and strength endurance in that shoulder because he's going to be doing a lot of punching, a lot of lifting right through that shoulder. So this helps build a little extra muscle endurance and stability in that shoulder complex. Come on, 30 seconds. Keep snapping. Circuit, it's a strength circuit where he's going to be using the battling barbells followed by the rows. I use the push-pull method, so he's always working the opposite muscle groups within the same workout. We're going to follow the push-pull on the battling barbells to the pull-up, ring pull-ups, to the dips. Again, using a push-pull philosophy because in a fight, he's always pushing and pulling. He's not just going one way or another. Followed by the vaudeville, which is using the barbell for rotational power, strength, and core stability. And go. Keep the hips still, keep the hips still. All right, so this is the end of Redline's workout. We're here at the Parisi Speed School in Garwood. My name is Javier Dr. Frankenstein Velez, and this is an instructional video for Mid-Atlantic MMA.